right here is a pen. Now what I'm going to be doing is, I'm going to be making this pen cap disappear. On the count of three. 1, 2, 3. Wait, the pen cap's right here. Where did the pen go? Aha, it's right here. But now seriously, let me make this pen cap disappear. 1, 2, 3. And just like that. Where did the pen cap go? Your eyes didn't lie to you. Your perspective did. And that is exactly why I'm here today. Now, before I even scrape the surface of the power of perspective, I would like everyone here to close your eyes. Don't worry, I'm not going to steal anything. The cap trick was the last one, I promise. Now, imagine yourself getting dressed for a very big event, and you're standing in front of your closet choosing a pair of trousers. You look to your left, you see a pair of trousers that are comfortable, but aren't too formal. However, you look to your right, you see a pair of trousers that are formal, but aren't comfortable. What would you choose? Raise your hands if you chose comfort. Open your eyes and look around. Now raise your hands if you think that it depends on the occasion. And just like that, my friends, you are already thinking in perspective. Congratulations, you're the most powerful person in the room. Simple choice, right? But here's where it gets interesting. And a little personal. I am a photographer, have been for many years. But the very first thing they teach you behind a lens is that the image has almost nothing to do with the subject and has almost everything to do with where you're standing. I once photographed the same street market on 2 separate visits. The first time I stood at the entrance, wide-angled, filled to the brim with people busy with their own lives. And the photo? The photo turned out to be stressful and overwhelming. On my second visit, however, my friend tagged along. Again, we found ourselves amidst chaos and a bustling market. But this time my friend lowered his lens and looked for a frame. He saw a woman arranging oranges, quietly, deliberately, while her eyes spoke of the sadness that was lost amidst the chaos. He crouched down near a fruit stall, and voila, just like that, you have a completely different image. The same market, the same street, the same morning light, but a completely different image. All because he had changed his perspective. That is exactly how I found my viewfinder. Now, before I exhaust you all, let's do a quick activity. I want you to look at this image. What did you see first? Was it a tree, the lion, or the gorilla? Take a second and have a look. Exactly, you noticed the fish. Now, every single person in this room just looked through the same viewfinder. The same image, the same light, but different perspectives. Perspective is a neurological reality happening inside every single person in this room right now. We all have a viewfinder, but the question is, are you aware of what yours is showing you? I know what mine is. Matter of fact, I've known it before I even had a say in it. You would have figured by now I'm very passionate about photography, and I mean it. But do you know where it all began? It all began when I was born. My dad bought this camera with the hopes of documenting my entire life. And he did exactly that. I grew up with a lens in front of my face before I even knew what a lens was. Birthdays, school mornings, a random Sunday afternoon. There was always a camera somewhere nearby. So, in 9th grade, the photography club caught my attention. I wasn't the greatest photographer, but I had passion. So I practiced a lot. And when the grade 11 interviews came around, I was ready. I walked in and scored with flying colors. My passion finally had a place to live. But what the club taught me went far beyond technique. It shaped me as a person. It made me outgoing in ways I would have never even expected. I found myself in conversations, events, in crowds I would have never been otherwise. The camera gave me a reason to show up, and showing up became a habit. And then there's patience. Oh, the patience. See, when you're shooting a live event, the person on stage is always in motion. You don't just point and shoot. You wait. You wait for that one moment that stands beyond the ordinary. And while you're waiting for that shot, your arms are on fire. I'm not exaggerating. My arms have probably lost more gym hours than people who actually go to the gym. But that growth didn't go unnoticed, however. Like that one time, I took a picture of a microscope by turning my lens inwards, microscopically inwards, and captured a plant cell in extraordinary detail. A world invisible to the naked eye, made undeniable through a frame. Perspective is like a switch that once turned on, never goes back off. And that switch, the ability to capture moments that stand well above the ordinary, made me realize something much larger. We live on a planet of 8 billion people. Zoom out far enough, we practically disappear. A tiny dot in an infinite stretch of dark. Cosmically speaking, we barely register. And yet, we build cameras, we point them at each other's, freeze moments saying, this mattered. This was worth keeping. Photography taught me that significance isn't about scale. The smallest moments in the right frame can carry the weight of an entire lifetime. A father photographing his newborn, a student crossing the stage. We may be microscopic to the universe, but we are more than significant enough to each other. The camera is just how we prove it. The pen cap never really disappeared. It was in my pocket the entire time. You just couldn't see it from where you're standing. And that's all perspective ever asks of you. Nothing more, nothing less, but to develop your own viewfinder. Thank you.